Do you believe, my followers, that the philosopher Zeno came to me in a dream and said to me, "Let me tell you who the philosopher Zeno is." Zeno of Citium, circa 334 to 262 BCE, was a Hellenistic philosopher from the city of Citium in Cyprus. He is best known as the founder of Stoicism, a school of philosophy that became highly influential in ancient Greece and Rome. Zeno's philosophy emphasized virtue, rationality, and the importance of aligning one's life with nature. His teachings encourage the development of inner peace through self-discipline, emotional resilience, and the acceptance of events beyond one's control. Key aspects of Zeno's philosophy. The first key, virtue as the highest good. Zeno taught that the only true good is virtue, which consists of wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. He believed that external factors like wealth, health, or social status are indifferent, meaning they do not affect a person's moral value. The second key, living in accordance with nature. Zeno argued that individuals should live in harmony with the natural order and the rational structure of the universe, as he believed nature to be a manifestation of divine reason, logos. The third key, focus on rationality. Zeno emphasized reason as the core of Stoic philosophy. He believed that by using reason, people could overcome destructive emotions and maintain a steady, tranquil state of mind. The fourth key, acceptance of fate. Stoicism, under Zeno's guidance, taught acceptance of fate and encouraged people to maintain equanimity regardless of circumstances, viewing challenges as opportunities for personal growth. The fifth key, influence on later philosophers. Zeno's teachings laid the foundation for later Stoic philosophers like Cleanthes, Chrysippus, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, who further developed and popularized Stoicism. Though Zeno's own writings have largely been lost, his ideas have been preserved through the works of his students and subsequent Stoic philosophers. His teachings remain influential, with modern Stoicism drawing upon many of Zeno's core principles for practical guidance on resilience, ethics, and mental well-being. Do you want to know what he said to me? Listen carefully.
The best principle to live by is to live according to nature. We have control over our actions, but we do not have control over their outcomes. Virtue is the path to true happiness. Do not seek happiness outside yourself. It is within your mind and self. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. A sound mind is in harmony with the world around it. Wild emotions make us slaves to them, and we must control them rather than be controlled by them. Everything has a cause, and every cause has an effect. This is how the universe is cohesive. Pain is the result of ignorance. True freedom comes from self-mastery. A true friend is the one who shows you your flaws. Patience in adversity makes us stronger. Desires and passions are what make a person unhappy. The wise person is not saddened by what he lacks, but rejoices in what he has. Happiness is not in possessing things, but in being free from the desire to possess them. Nothing prevents a person from achieving virtue except himself. Deep understanding is the path to peace of mind. Contentment is the wealth of the wise. Do not attach yourself to fleeting things, for everything is subject to change. Happiness is a good flow of life. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Only the wise man is free. All things are parts of one single system, which is called nature. The individual life is good when it is in harmony with nature. Good can only exist in the practice of virtue. Everything else is indifferent. Fate is the endless chain of causation, whereby things are, the reason or formula by which the world goes on. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil. The wise man feels his troubles but overcomes them. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Steel yourself to be content with moderate fortune. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we speak. Well-being is realized by small steps, but is truly no small thing. Nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on knowledge than self-deception. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind repugnant to reason and against nature. The purpose of life is to act in harmony with nature and reason. The goal is not to avoid fear or desire, but to master them. Cheerfulness is a sign of wisdom. The wise man, being self-sufficient, does not desire friendship. The end may be defined as life in accordance with virtue. Freedom is the name of virtue, slavery of vice. No loss should be more regrettable to us than the loss of time. When one chooses not to be controlled by anger, one chooses a life of peace. The goal of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. Silence at the proper season is wisdom and better than any speech. A philosopher's life is one of solitude, and yet he is never alone. The reason we have been given life is for the pursuit of virtue. It is better to understand a little than to misunderstand a lot. Character is fate. The wise man never allows himself to be controlled by external things. The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory in overcoming it. Happiness is a state of mind, and it is achieved through wisdom and virtue. Be mindful of your thoughts, for they are the beginning of your actions. Live each day as if it were a life in itself. The mind that is free from passion is a fortress. No place is safer. The good life is a life of self-sufficiency. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Restrain your desires and you will become as steady as a rock. Accept what is, and you will find peace. Virtue alone is sufficient for happiness. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Those who aim at wisdom are free from envy and hatred. Nothing good or bad happens in isolation. Everything is interconnected. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. True strength is in control, not in force. Better to endure pain than to inflict it. Self-control is the key to all virtue. Be indifferent to what makes no difference. To live a good life is to live a simple life. Wisdom is the knowledge of things human and divine. Only through reason can we attain peace. Master your thoughts, and you master your life.